morning. It's early in the morning here, it's at 6 o'clock. And me and baby are heading out to the cabin for a couple of days to hopefully finish off this deck. We've got all the deck boards in the boat and we are heading out for a quiet weekend, hopefully. Fully loaded, as you can see, and the bugs are out in full force. You good up there, Bailey? Yeah, you good? Okay. Yeah, we're just left the boat launch. Taking my seat on top of the plywood, on top of the boards. We've got 33 boards on board. They are £13 a piece, meaning that we've got about 433 pounds of boards, myself, the dog, and a bunch of tools. We're probably right up against the £830 limit, I would have thought, between everything. But it's a really quiet morning here on the lake, as you can see. Winds are supposed to be pretty calm out the north, 1 or 2 kilometers an hour. So hopefully a nice little quick jot over to the cabin, get our things set up, and yeah, we'll go from there. See how well I can do this. Last time I nailed it spot on, but basically my aim is to get up on these rocks over here, tighten the back end, and that will allow me to just offload all this wood as fast as I possibly can. Saves me a whole whack of time, so just got to get in. It's fairly smooth. I'd say fairly smooth boat ride. It's a little bit windier out on the actual lake, but nothing too crazy. So we'll just trickle in here and make sure that we don't hit any rocks. Float as much as I can and go from there. Water levels are significantly down again this year. We had a fair bit of rain in the last couple of days, which is super nice, but it's just not enough. So this will be fun because I'll have to clamber over these boards to make sure. A little bit of reverse on the way in. Make sure we slow ourselves. A little bit at the front. What I'm going to do is try not to crash the boat into the rocks too hard, which I probably just did a good job of. Not too hard. Okay. Alright. Now I can just offload. It come a little bit hard against the rocks there, but it's an aluminum boat, it ain't going to do a whole lot. Going back in the boat? Or are we staying on land? Come on. Come back in. Jump in. Here we go. Alright. Just gotta get out of it now. Uh-oh. Handy tool this. Thanks, Mum. Alright. Push ourselves off. Head to the dock. See, now it's just all up on there, and we'll go park the boat at the dock, get ourselves settled, and hopefully we'll go get my tools and everything at the minimum before before the rain starts. So I did finish bringing up all of the wood. It's been a little bit, I've had to do a couple of things, but it's kind of, as you can see, it's a bit of a gloomy day, and unfortunately my sweater actually got quite damp and wet while I was bringing up a lot of the wood, and I don't have a spare one out here, so I'm going to get a bit of a fire going so I can try and hopefully dry out this sweater a little bit, make it a bit more comfortable, because I'm going to need it to protect myself from the bugs if I'm working outside. So let's get a fire going and go from there. So what it is, just get a bunch of dry pine and see if we can get this to light. Bit of a tissue, get it going. Hopefully it's not too damp. Hopefully the smoke will also keep the bugs off me. Hopefully the smoke will keep the bugs off too a little bit. So right, now the fire's going. Hopefully we can dry out the sweater. Right, leave that there. Hopefully it don't rain again. And we'll crack on in a little bit. It was unfortunate because I had started the fire to dry off my hoodie, and about 30 seconds later it started to rain again. So we're back inside, and yeah, that didn't work. So she's drying out right here. It's what it is. These things happen. Okay, so going back to it. Carrying on with the deck. Just mark the 12-inch on centers, and the reason why I'm going 12-inch on center is because the future may bring a hot tub to this deck, or it might not, but I figured if I'm going to build it, I'll build it structurally sound. That will allow us not to worry about throwing, you know, a 3,500 pound fully filled hot tub on top of the deck without worrying about it. So I'm going 12-inch on center for structural. I'm going to put another beam post here, and then probably 2 posts here. That will solid things up pretty good. I may put one more in the middle just because the hot tub will likely go on this corner in the future. But I think I'm just going to finish up my posts, get everything screwed in, get everything done while the weather is still persistently trying to rain here. And then I'll basically just crack on and start doing the joists after that. Once the posts are in, it should be fairly straightforward. It's that rock in the back corner that's causing the issue being square. It is slightly pulled forward this way a little bit, but I think you know, we should be fine. So I've got my rocks in place from my beams, and yeah, we're gonna carry on here. Yeah, so I usually do my beams is measure the rock from the rock to the top of the board, cut the beam, and then use this as a template to basically see where my actual front rim joist is going to sit against here. So right now I'm just going to cut this, and then we'll kind of go from there.
after doing that, basically just look at what side I want facing outwards. This looks like a nice piece on the front, so measure from the top down, my line. It is extremely buggy out here with the wet weather, I tell you. Now I just have to cut this off. Top. Move my pencil wherever I decide to put that. Battery's dying, hold on. There you go, that's what we're ended with. So then my beam just sits nicely in that bracket I created, just screw right into it. Obviously, you know, gotta make sure the posts are in place and it's all level and everything, but that's how it's gonna sit. Once I, you know, got the rock nice and straight underneath it, but it's gonna do one more post there, one more post there, and then screw it all together and all the posts will be done. I tell you what, the bugs aren't half relentless today. However, okay, so beams are all cut, and now I just got to screw them all into place and level them. Obviously, I avoided the saved you the pain of watching me cut all those beams. They are 6x6s, they do take a bit of cutting, but yeah, so basically now just going to make sure the beams are nice and level and straight and then screw them in. I ended up just using a couple pieces of 6x6 cut-offs as my bases over there, with the pressure treated side down. Obviously pressure treated is good for earth contact. I'm not too worried about that middle piece because it is actually laying on this rock over here, but as well as it's on a rock on this side. So I'm going to screw them all down and make sure we're still all level, and we should be good to go. Cool. Okay, I am getting low on battery and SD card space apparently on these cameras. I'm not having very good luck with these GoPro batteries, so I may have to switch back to the other camera. But I figured I'd use this one because it's slightly wider lens. You can see a little bit better what's going on, and it's not so close to my face. So we are posts in, and we will start to do the joists now. Going 12 on center with joist hangers on both ends, running joists parallel to here. I know it's not typically how you would do it off of the joist ledge or off the left, because typically you'd put your joists kind of this way, but it would seem weird walking up to a deck with the boards going this way. So I'm going to put the boards this way. So I'm going to put joist down the middle, and then I'll put my deck boards 12 foot. I've got all my deck boards stacked up here that we brought this morning, and then it will all align with the shower, and then I'll bring the shower over and screw the shower to the deck. And once I kind of jack that up and put some stuff under the legs, and we'll be finished off. So we'll see how long it takes, but I got to cut a whole bunch of joists down to whatever it is, 7.5 feet. So 22 of them to do. I do have a couple spare somewhere. So that's the next task. 22 2x8 joists. Wish me luck. Well, saved you the joy of me cutting 22 joist boards, but they are all done and ready to go on here. Slowly getting there, one painful bug bite at a time. Looks like sun might try to come out here in a minute. It's brightening up. It's been a gloomy day out here, and this wind's picking up a bit. Hopefully keep the bugs off. So I just wanted to show you, and I've swapped cameras back because I'm having issues with my GoPro batteries. I guess they're getting old and starting to die out. But I just wanted to show you quickly. This is level, spot on, beautifully level across all sides. Road on this one, pretty much spot on. And then obviously that back piece is on rocks anyway, so I'm pretty sure it's level regardless. If it is, it's slightly out a little bit, but that's because, oh no, it's spot on as well. Yeah. So we're level across. That's good. And it's joist time. First joist will be fun because I got to cut it a little bit for this. But actually, now I think about it, I am going to put on the double joists for the middle support beam there. That's my first job, and then I'm going to start working on these joists here, and we'll be underway.